Hey folks, today we are going to talk about concept called progressive web apps. Now, progressive web app is a very recent phenomena in the web technology world, and what progressive web app primarily does is that it it is kind of a hybrid, if you may, between a regular app which you have to download from Google App Stores or you have to download it from Apple iStore, and then it sits in your mobile phone, and then you open that particular app and you use that app to run that particular application, and then that is one experience. The other experience is, of course, where you go ahead and uh, uh, search for that particular uh, service in Google, and you get that request in Google, and you go ahead and make that request through Google search engine. So let's say I want to go to I want to book a particular restaurant for my dinner. So I can either use an app which the restaurant would have and download that app and then use that for booking my table, or I could go down to their web page and then request for a table. Both ways are possible. Now, the problem with web applications which sit in your mobile is that now there are dime a dozen, and this really limits the user's options at cases. So, assuming you have got 15 or 20 apps which are sitting in your mobile phone. Now, what are the chances that you would be going and checking that app every day? It's very uh, it might be very irregular for you. For example, if your app doesn't do something for you on a regular basis, on a daily basis, uh, then it might not be necessary for you to have that app. So a lot of people delete and install apps really at their whims, because it, apps typically clutter the mobile phone experience. There are multiple apps today. People have 50 plus apps which are there in the system, and they have subfolders to manage that. Now, progressive app is something which comes in between here, and it sort of sits as a app in your mobile system, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and download the app, because what it does is that it just is a link, kind of a shortcut, which is sitting in your mobile application, and it typically would, when you click on that, instead of actually opening the app, it goes and opens the app on the browser. Now, there are a few advantages of this. Number one is that you don't have to update the app, because the browser is controlled by the respective organization, and they will always have an updated experience whenever you visit their browsers. Unlike that, if you're in an app, you will have to go back and update that app on a regular basis, some security feature wise or new feature which is being added to that app. So that way, an app needs regular updation. Second is that it is searchable on Google, and Google is the most searched browser. So you don't have to differentiate between a Google versus an app store versus a Google Play Store. You can simply go to google.com and search for the app, and it should be available. You keep the shortcut in your browser and you use it when you want to. It doesn't take up any space, and it is very, very quick. Uh, so this is getting developed by Google, and they're really doing a lot of good work. So they claim that it is 53% faster than the regular app. It is reliable because it sits in your home screen, okay, and it uses a concept, and it is engaging, of course, because it feels quite natural for the apps. It uses a concept called service worker. So here they've mentioned the definition. A service worker is like a client proxy written in JavaScript, and puts you in control of the cache and how to respond to resources request. By pre-caching key resources, you can eliminate dependency on the network and ensuring that instant and reliable experience for the user is there. So what it means is that assuming your network connection is in a far-flung area and you probably do not have the network there, the app will totally stop. It will not work at all. But a progressive web app will be reliable in the sense that it will contact those elements of the database. Uh, Either it will put it in the cache, which is in your computer or in your mobile phone, or it will request only that particular instance from the server, which is much easier in comparison to requesting the entire database with everything which is available. So in that sense, it is reliable, and because it is sitting in your home screen, it is quite engaging. Now, a few companies which are having progressive web app. One of the companies is called Flipkart, and they have a progressive web app. So it's called Flipkart Lite. You can go and check that out. And there is also a list of, so this is another company, I believe. It's called Air Berlin, and they have a app which is progressive app again. And you can also go and check out a selection of progressive apps. So this one is one of them. They also have a demo. So they have a air horn app which is available. uh, you can go click here and it will give you a response as well. So that's one of the examples of a progressive app. This concept is pretty new and it is picking up right now. Over the next few months or years, as things progress, this would become like standard for every app, I hope. This is what I wanted to tell you in a very short video. If you are more interested about knowing about progressive web apps, how are they different from a regular app, you may want to put it in the comments and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you very much. Have a great day.